So there's quite a lot to unpack here, but yes, there is a new way to earn a living on Instagram. And for some creators, this is going to be a very significant income, possibly tens of thousands per month. But let's talk about what this means for the average creator and, of course, the average user. I'm talking about Instagram subscriptions, okay? So right now, this is essentially three things. Creators are going to be able to set a monthly subscription price, which will unlock a subscribe button on your profile. And if a follower or anyone hits that button and decides to subscribe, they will have access to three things. They will have access to your subscriber stories, which shows up a little bit like close friends with a different colored ring around it. They haven't said, but I think this will probably be prioritized, meaning that if you're following someone that you're subscribed to and they make a subscriber live, that is highly likely to jump to the front of the queue on your stories. The second thing is called subscriber lives, which works in a very similar way, but it's essentially a live stream that is accessible only to the subscribers of that creator. Now, I wonder here whether non-subscribers will also get a notification saying so-and-so has gone live to their subscribers as just another prompt for people to subscribe. I can kind of imagine that happening. And thirdly, creators will be able to see a subscriber badge for anyone who has decided to subscribe to their Instagram subscriptions. This means that, creators can prioritize communications for those followers, if that's part of the deal, and you can seemingly kind of sort messages just from your subscribers to kind of make sure that you don't miss any. It's not super clear whether this is visible to everyone in the comments. I'm going to assume that it isn't, since they state that creators will see the badge. But they haven't said that other users don't see the badge, so it could go either way. Who gets to use this? This is currently being tested on a few US creators, but eventually this could be for everyone. However, I do think that it would be a little chaotic, so I wouldn't be surprised if Instagram limited this in some way. Instagram used to limit the swipe up feature to create a barrier between new and small accounts to limit the kind of spam of link outs of Instagram. I do think it will be important to do something like that. If someone could create a bot to create a new account and immediately monetize it, that could enable quite a lot of exploitation. So we'll just have to wait and see. So when is this going to be widely available? Well, you can see it now and you can subscribe to people now. There's no clues to when this is widely available, but this is at the earliest stage of testing, and Instagram have said that they have plans to expand it to other creators over the next few months. But for the reasons that we've already talked about, I think they need to be careful. How much are people charging right now? How much are you going to be able to kind of charge for your subscription, and what is kind of the going rate? Well, right now it's anywhere between 79p, so just less than £1, and £8 or £9, so it's quite a broad difference. I guess this would depend on whether your target audience size is lots of people or just a select few. Different amounts will work for different people and your kind of commitment level to the content. So if you are planning on low commitment content, you just want to share some behind the scenes, a low price will work well because you'll get more people signing up. But if you're planning to spend a lot of real time connecting with subscribers and enriching them with advice, expertise and skills, then probably a higher number will be appropriate, because you kind of also want to qualify those people as well. And if you really are sort of transferring some high value skills, I think you probably have people taking it more seriously if you charge that higher price. So what actually happens when you subscribe? I took a look through all of the creators that have this feature, and I thought that Don Allen's account looked interesting, so I used his account to test this because I knew I would end up with a month's subscription. Hilariously, I actually subscribed to his thing without actually following him, so it prompted me to follow, because if I didn't, I wouldn't get any of the notifications to let me know that his live subscription stuff or his stories are actually happening. Thought that was interesting. Once you hit subscribe, at least for me on iPhone, it used my Apple Pay, just like if I bought an app with a subscription. So it's pretty frictionless experience, and I was kind of expecting it to use maybe the payment system that was attached to my Facebook advertising, but it didn't. It used Apple Pay, and canceling it was pretty simple, if not a little more jarring. So I searched a while through the interface to find a way that I could manage my subscriptions, but in the end I went back to the creator, hit the same button that now said subscribed, and from there it was very simple to find. I just hit manage, which took me out of Instagram into my kind of Apple account, but it wasn't specific about the creator, it just said Instagram subscription. So I do wonder what would happen if I had two subscriptions at the same price. How would I know which is which? I could test that, but I'm not going to spend money on doing that right now. I think this could be really exciting for creators, particularly those who have spent a lot of time kind of building a close relationship with their followers. This is a really good example why you should respect your followers and take the time to get to know people and build that deeper connection. We've been talking about that a lot on this channel, of doing that rather than kind of hacking and follow on follow. Those who have built like a solid relationship of trust and offer value will be able to kind of deepen that connection and offer kind of a much more solid exchange of value using a subscription system like this. So will I use this? You know, I think it'll be a long time until it comes to my account here in the UK, but I think there could be some ways that this would work for me. For example, I currently offer services on my website like one-to-one video calls where I help people with their photography or their Instagram or their business related stuff. I could likely translate that into live group sessions and provide enough value for people to spend money on it. I see this personally as a positive change for the platform. I do think there will be some negative experiences since there's no real way to verify the experience before subscribing. So I'd be interested to see more information about the refund process and things like that. I can imagine maybe people creating fake model accounts with the promise of private content that they've obtained somewhere else. I can kind of see that on the horizon and that problem. So I think that's probably why Instagram are going to move slowly rolling this out and make sure they've got the right creators kind of setting the precedent for this kind of subscription thing. So who will this work for? I think this could be used by everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing what pioneers do with this and kind of come up with the way that people will use it. I can imagine fitness Instagrammers coming up with kind of live workouts and motivation sessions, likewise with yoga and meditation. I can think of educators being able to use it as a way to like directly connect with followers and for group sessions and things. You know, influencers are going to have a great time with this. Those that have got like 1 million followers on Instagram, if they use this right, could be raking in tens of thousands of pounds, provided that they're, providing enough value to people on the platform. Another thing that's really interesting is they talked about in the announcement how they're looking at ways to take the subscription system off of Instagram. So it's not just Instagram based, but you can use it on other websites and things like that. So that could mean that many of the kind of independent Instagram businesses, like bakers, cosmetics and stuff, could create a direct-to-consumer subscription service directly on the platform without having to set up the mechanics of it on a different website. It does really depend on how the user experience works and how much information and data you're able to capture from your subscribers. But I do think it's going to be really interesting to see how successful this is, how it fits into the platform, and whether people come up with content that is actually valuable rather than just putting what they currently do right now behind a paywall. It could go either way. Having said all that, I do think it's going to be hard to come up with ideas that people will be willing to pay for on Instagram. So let's do a challenge, okay, for the innovative people watching. What can you think of that you'd be willing to subscribe to on Instagram? I will pin the most interesting, creative and innovative idea at the top. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're one of my subscribers, I will see you in the next video. Take care.